Hey Fight Raiders, this is Betsy Ross. If you do not know already, I am the author of the Fight series, which is a short 4-book part series. It's written as a realistic fiction, but it is to help promote veterans awareness and mental health and getting veterans to unite again. And as most of you will probably already know, as far as if you've seen my posts on social media, is that Fight is not just a series. It's not just a book series. It's not just selling books, even though that's a great thing as far as being an author, but it's not part of the Fight mission. And I'm sure most of you have already seen me trying to really push that, is that there's a Fight mission. Getting word out, helping families communicate with their veteran, and getting veterans to communicate again with one another. But as far as one of the main things I think most people deal with as far as transitioning out of the military is purpose. Most of us we really desire to find some type of purpose. It's almost like a sense of losing oneself. Like you don't know who you are anymore or what you can do. Granted, this is not everybody. Some veterans have no problem transitioning out of the military. But what I try to focus on as far as the Fight series is just getting a different perspective on some of that mental and emotional roller coaster ride that a lot of veterans go through. Every veteran is different, regardless of branch, rank, gender. It doesn't matter. Each individual is different across the board. Job, just experiences in general. Some deploy, some don't. Some never get married, some don't have families, some do. I mean, there's a lot of obstacles in life in general. And then add on top of that is the military. So when they're coming out of that, it's like a whirlwind takes place for some. And that's why stereotypically a lot of them end up in this dark hole mentally and wondering where to go next. So again, a lot of times it's purpose. There's a lot of other things, but right now I'm just focusing on purpose for today. Because the Fight series, I really try to pinpoint a lot of stereotypes and stigmas that really interfere with a veteran's ability to communicate whether with one another or trying to overcome flashbacks or PTSD or anything like that. But a lot of times having a purpose gives meaning again, because for some, if they've been in for a very long time, they might feel that that was all they knew. They joined right after high school and that's all they know. They don't know how to really go through the process of job hunting, or I don't know, there's like a million different variables involved. But I just tried to pinpoint some of the just generalized stereotypical things that a lot of people could probably relate to, and which is one very important aspect I think was important with writing the series, was writing it in a general way that it didn't matter what rank, gender, job you had in the military. To some degree, you could probably relate to some of the emotions or the thinking patterns, negative or positive, it doesn't matter. So we are all human beings and life happens all the time, but purpose gives, I guess it's like a goal. And for a lot of people, having this set goal is not always the easiest thing, but if you have a sense of purpose, it'll keep your mind going, or keep you physically actively moving and, just being proactive. But, beyond that, of course, there's camaraderie. There's just simply communication with who can I talk to, who will understand me. I feel so crazy, or something like that. Not everyone feels this way. Please, I keep repeating that. Not everyone will have these thoughts, will have these feelings, will have these scenarios or situations, circumstances, you name it. Every single individual is different. However, there are a lot of stereotypes that tend to involve the veteran community, and this is where a lot of times I believe that the 22 too many really takes effect. A lot of people don't understand why. Why is it happening? Why are more, starting to commit suicide? And really, one of Fight's missions is really getting to the bottom of it. Because a lot of people want to pinpoint one way, this thing or that, or, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And it's like, let's get to the nitty gritty and really state what it is. Truth hurts, pain hurts, even if they're just memories. No one wants to talk about it. Of course not. It's bad for business, or it's bad for relationships, or it's not just socially acceptable. Well, Fight in general pushes those boundaries and gets people to open up and say, you know what, a lot of us feel this way, so we need to stop pretending that it doesn't exist. So again, finding purpose. If you know someone who's hurting, who doesn't know what to do, try keeping them actively searching for that purpose again. If you are a veteran or a leader that wasn't, when you were a leader in the military, you can still be a leader now. Just because the uniform comes off doesn't mean that you can stop being a leader. You can still continue to motivate, inspire, get people being active again in some degree. It's always doom and gloom. You turn on social media or the news, it's doom and gloom. But guess what? We can find a purpose again, and we can actually be a light for what a veteran community can look like as far as overcoming the impossible. Everyone always looks to the military, you're big, you're bad, you're a badass, you're, this and this. Well, let's do that. If the shoe fits, let's freaking wear them and put our masks on and just go on. But the sad thing is, how do you keep up the fight? How do you keep continuing that fight? Whether it's internally, whether it's with family, whether it's, just facing the world. Well, let's start one by one. Purpose. What is your purpose? Do you feel like you have a purpose? Do you know someone who might be struggling with this? Reach out and help one another and keep fighting the fight.